Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my deck tech for the definitive Magic the Gathering Spider-Man Commander deck. I'm excited to hear your thoughts. Let's dive in. Hey everybody, I'm the Nerdy Attorney. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell button, do everything you can to let the YouTube algorithm know you like my content and you want to see more. Hey everybody, there is going to be a giveaway for this video, so make sure you check out that portion of the video. It has a chapter, so it's easy for you to find. All you have to do is be subscribed to this channel, comment, and like this video, and you will be entered to win. I hope you like it. It's a starter deck for Spider-Man if you were inspired to build one of your own. Now let's get back to the video. Well, this is a continuation of a live stream I did where chat, you guys, helped me build this deck. We had some options. This was the Spider-Man Magic the Gathering Commander deck. And the reality is the deck kind of builds itself in a lot of ways. If you want to do a lot of the legends from the set basically begs you to use Cosmic Spider-Man as your commander. Now, we opted for a different commander, which we'll discuss shortly in a minute. Cosmic Spider-Man gives all of your spiders flying, first strike, trample, lifelink, haste at the beginning of combat on your turn. Other spiders you control gain flying, first strike, trample, lifelink, and haste until end of turn. Very good, very powerful, but I think better in the 99 than your commander. So, when it comes to getting legends out on the battlefield, what do you think of? SpongeBob SquarePants. So do I. I said it first. I got there first. SpongeBob SquarePants is the definitive legendary commander in my mind, especially in Wooburg, which is actually Jodah the Unifier. I thought it'd be hilarious. Everyone's already upset about Magic the Gathering using Marvel and Spider-Man, and this set has been just very polarizing. So because I prefer to look at things optimistically and I want to enjoy Magic, we're going to lean into that a little bit and make fun of it along the way. As this is not my Spider-Man deck, this is in fact my long-awaited SpongeBob deck. Now, this is what Jodah does if you're not familiar with him. He costs Wooburg. Legendary creature, human wizard. Legendary creatures you control get +X/+X, where X is the number of legendary creatures you control. In this deck, I believe we got to 31 legendary creatures, but we'll dive into that more a bit later. Whenever you cast a legendary spell from your hand, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a legendary non-land card with lesser mana value. You may cast that without paying its mana cost. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So this rushes out your legends and helps you cast them for free as well, which is excellent in a deck that has so many legends that we wanted to include from this set. This one's going to be slightly longer today, not too long, but I did put chapters in the video so you can select whatever portion of the video you might want to watch and what interests you best. We're going to go over what cards have been put in so far, then we're going to work to optimize and find the right cards to include in this deck if some have been missed along the way, and then we'll goldfish some hands and see how it goes. So first and foremost, we're going to start with the creatures that we have in the deck. We have first, of course, Cosmic Spider-Man, who we already discussed. Then we have Miles Morales, an excellent spider card from this set, a human citizen hero, and you can play them on either side so I can get my spider hero out here to buff it. We are only going to discuss really important cards along the way to try and make this a little bit more efficient for people to enjoy. Peter Parker, he's going to be included, of course. I think he's pretty good. He makes a spider as well, and when we get him out there, he's a legend, and he can be rather cheap to get a legend on the battlefield, which is very good for Jodah. Gwen Stacy, of course, is going to be in here as well. I like that you can exile and play the top card of your library. It will help us get through the deck a little bit faster, but whenever you play a land from exile, which we're not really going to use, the more important thing is that she's a 5-cost 4/4 spider legend, so synergizing very well with the deck. Mary Jane Watson, a cheap legend. We decided to keep her in because whenever a spider you control enters, draw a card. That seems really good. I was worried about drawing too many cards, which is why I like the triggers only once each turn. Ironically enough, with Jodah, you don't want to draw too many cards too aggressively because you want to cheat these more high-costed legends out by using his ability as opposed to getting them in your hand and being forced to pay mana for them. So that's the thought there. Giving all spiders Riot is amazing. Spider-Man 2099, also a great legend to have on here, especially with double strike and vigilance right off the bat. If you have Jodah, a couple legends on the field, this guy's going to be huge. He'll double strike, have vigilance, and amazing include for the deck. Silk, I can see why people were excited about her. We get to create a 1/1 green spider token for just 4. She's a 3/5, and I can give my creatures vigilance. Again, if I want to swing out, end somebody's game, and not leave myself shields down, we're going to be happy to have Silk out in the battlefield. We did Symbiote Spider-Man. Okay. We got a little aggressive during the deck building. We were first like, oh, we'll make this bracket 3. Then we're like, nah, let's make it a strong bracket 4. So this is Elish Norn and Atraxa Grand Unifier, both from All Will Be One of my favorite sets of all time. Elish Norn is going to double my ETBs like a Panharmonicon, and Atraxa is going to do some really messed up stuff. If you're not familiar with her, Atraxa Grand Unifier, flying, vigilance, death touch, lifelink. When Atraxa Grand Unifier enters the battlefield, reveal the top 10 cards of your library. For each card type, you may put a card of that type from among them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This is going to be insane. Doubling these triggers is going to be absolutely diabolical, I can't wait. Venom, Deadly Devourer, he's definitely going in. Vigilance, again, just a good thing to have in a deck like this. Miles Morales, this gorgeous hand-painted altar with the extended art. Vigilance, Trample, again, Vigilance is wonderful in a deck like this. 6 costed 5/5, and when he enters or attacks, put a +1/+1 encounter each creature you control. Amazing. They gain Trample, amazing. That could end the game right there. The other Spider-Man 2029, also a lovely hand-painted extended art. When he enters, return up to 1 target creature to its owner's hand. Whenever 1 or more creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Pretty good. Like I said, I'm a little worried about drawing too many cards, but he's a really well-costed legend. That's the thinking there. Leaning into the slightly memification of this deck, we are going to have Horsemanship. I've been looking for a place to put this for a long time, but rarely in any blue deck do I care about swinging out. So this is the first time I really get to have a good swingy deck that's not my Ur-Dragon, where all my creatures I control will have Horsemanship. Essentially, for the low cost of 6, 4, and 2 blue, my creatures will become unblockable. So my SpongeBob Spider-Man deck has Horsemanship. Amazing. Another great Spider-Man to include, this is the Spider Hero version. Put +1/+1 counters on him, he's fine. Ghost Spider, again, finally costed a little expensive, but what she does is Menace, which is useful. Whenever she attacks, she deals X damage to defending player, where X is number of attacking creatures. With Jodah, hopefully that's a lot. Doc Ock, other villains get +2/+2. Your maximum hand size is 8 at the beginning of your end step. If you have fewer than 8 cards in your hand, draw cards equal to the difference. We might cut him. He doesn't really fit. He's kind of expensive. He's not that strong. He might be a cut. We'll see. Anti-Venom, I'm a little worried about the casting cost, but it's so strong we kept it in. Spectacular Spider-Man. In my opinion, this card is really busted. I know we're supposed to be chasing the textured foil. I wasn't lucky enough to pull one of those, but still, for 1 and a white, he has Flash. I can pay 1, so 3 total. My Spider-Man can gain flying till the end of the turn. That's a win con. Sacrifice Spectacular Spider-Man, creatures I control get hexproof. So this is amazing. He's either going to win you the game or make sure you don't get kicked out of the game. And he's a 3/2. The versatility of this card is incredible. I love it. I think this is better than Teferi's Protection. It's cheaper, it's more versatile, and I don't know why it's only like $10. I think this card is really, really good, and we've been distracted by the fact that they made it a chase treatment. In fact, I am going to play this card more and in more decks that are not Spider-centric than Traveling Chocobo, for example. I think Traveling Chocobo is cool, but I mean, how many more landfall triggers do you need? And why did it have to be a bird? But who cares? This card is amazing. I think it's being slept on mechanically just because they made it a chase card. Norman Osborn, legendary creature. This is really, really good. He can't be blocked, so excellent. He's 1 of the blue, he can't be blocked, excellent. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, he connives, and then I can transform him or play him from the side. He has Menace, and then spells I cast in my graveyard cost 2 less. Very cool. And each non-land card has Mayhem. So if ever I get a giant board wipe, all my legends are in the graveyard. This is a great way for me to get back into the game. This was another treatment I was debating to put in the deck, but we're not going to. Carnage Crimson Chaos, I think totally worth it to have in there. Spider-Ham is just another good spider creature that we want to have. It's going to be a +1/+1. It's an Anthem. He's 1 and a green for a 2/2 Anthem creature. Seems very well costed. Chameleon, Master of Disguise. I can't believe this guy's only an uncommon. Legendary creature, which is great. You may have Mentor as a copy of a creature, except he keeps his name. And he has Mayhem as well, so I can copy up my legends, maybe get more ETB triggers, maybe copy Atraxa. It's just unreal. This card is going to be a game changer in the deck, and it's only an uncommon rarity. Radioactive Spider, a tutor for my spiders. Shelob, just because it's a spider deck, and this seems like a flavorful and good choice. And Maelstrom Wanderer. This is amazing. I loved Commander Masters. This has been in my binder since Commander Masters. Cascade, creatures I control have haste. Yes, please. Great. Now, let's move on to some of the artifacts that we want to keep in this deck. First and foremost, the Buster Sword finally has a home. Equipped creature gets +3/+2. Whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Then you may cast the card from your hand with mana value less than or equal to that without paying its mana cost. Let's go. I want to rush out my legends, get there faster. Buster Sword's going to help me do it. Bolus' Citadel, same thing. We want to cheat out expensive cards, especially if I'm out of mana. And if I have Jodah on the battlefield and I give them haste, this could help me win the game in 1 turn. Sensei's Divining Top, especially with Jodah, we want to have a little bit of top deck control. Peter Parker's Camera, this could help me double Jodah's triggers. It could double Elish Norn's triggers. It could double a lot of the triggers in the deck, and it seems really undercosted for the power. We're going to see how it plays and how it feels. The Soul Stone. I'm debating which treatment to put in. This is the one I pulled on stream, and this is the one that I bought with a blue Neon Chocobo. I sold it for this, made a little bit of money to further fund the channel. and then decided this card just speaks to me more than the Chocobo. Now, realistically, I mentioned this before, but I want to mention it again here. The Chocobo is a better looking card in terms of the texture. They put more effort into it. This should have had some texturization, but art-wise, and for the future of the Marvel sets and Magic, which I'm personally excited for, I know this card's going to be a banger. It's going to be a chase for a long, long time, and I think getting in now makes a lot of sense. I said that in a video before, and here's me putting my money where my mouth is. I can't play it though. It's too expensive. It's too rare. I might get it graded. It seems like it's in really good shape. So this might be a graded card. But either way, this version's going in the deck. I just wanted to have this out because it's so, so pretty. Then this weird soul ring from Spider-Man. We're going to keep it. It's just too flavorful not to. And a gorgeous hand-painted altar of Whisper Silk Cloak. Anything to protect Jodah, Atraxa, Elish Norn, any of my big legends, this is going to get that accomplished. Then we have Sylvan Tutor. Excellent card, obviously in a legend deck, speaks for itself. Venom Blast, pretty good. Put 2+1/+1 counters on a creature you control. It deals damage equal to its power to one other target creature. That could be amazing removal with Jodah pumping up all my legends. Ponder in this awesome Spider-Man being Batman treatment. And then, of course, Blasphemous Act and Scheming Symmetry need no introduction. I think these will be great, and I like Scheming Symmetry as another tutor that's not on the Game Changer list that will work well in this deck. Now, we also have Amazing Alliance. Creature that control get +1/+1. Whenever you attack with one or more legendary creatures, you gain that much life. This will help me a lot, especially if I'm doing a Bolas to Citadel kind of loop. So happy to have this in the deck. Defense of the Heart. Again, we might angle toward like an Atraxa or Elish, or we might want to get whatever creature gives my creatures haste. This is worth having in the deck, though, as an extra way to get my strategy going in case things are slow. Super State, I've been dying to find a place to put this in a deck, and look, we're talking about the universes beyond memification. I'm leaning into it. It's funny to me right now in building this deck, so here we are. I want to enjoy the game still and not get too jaded. So it's a great card. I love Super Saiyan Goku Sonic, so we're going to put it in the deck, and I think it's going to be very valuable here, and we're trying to build up our creatures and give them more power. Imposter Syndrome speaks for itself. Not a legendary copy. It's 6. It's flavorful. Well, let's do it. Spider-Verse, an amazing card in a spider deck. The legend rule doesn't apply to Spider-Man. Excellent. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, you may copy it. If you do, choose new copies. They gain haste. Do this only once each turn. Let's double up those spiders. I'm pumped. And now we can talk about some of the instants we have here. Flawless Maneuver kind of speaks for itself as why we want it when so many legends are out in the battlefield and they're so hard to get out. Cyclonic Rift to keep our gameplay strategy going and stop somebody from doing theirs. Double Trouble, potentially a win con in this deck. And then these are the cards from the set that I just thought were too perfect not to include in the bonus sheet. Heroic Intervention speaks for itself. Tangle, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt, so we have a fog, and then each attacking creature doesn't untap, so then they swing out at me to try and kill me, they get fogged out, and they get delayed and they can't untap next turn. I'll just win with my legends. It's great. Terminate, good removal spell, very flavorful art. And Arachnogenesis, a really good protection spell. Same thing, fog, but make creatures that happen to be spiders. So that's going to pump up if I have any of my spider things going on, or if I have Cosmic Spider-Man out. This is going to be insane and probably a game ender as well. Onto the lands. I did some of these proxies in another stream, so we're going to include them here. Ancient Tomb, Taiga, Badlands, Bayou, Gaia's Cradle, Savannah, and then we have some Shockies. So we're going to do a Godless Shrine, a beautiful Breeding Pool, and a beautiful Watery Grave. I do have all of those dual lands, by the way, so I'm making proxies for them, and I have a Gaia's Cradle that I traded up on Card Kingdom, like 200 some cards to get that. So we are going to keep these cards in proxy form for this deck because they're in other decks, but I do actually own them for anybody that matters to. You might have seen me pull this on the channel as well. I love this card. I've been looking for a reason to put it in the deck. And look, in a 5-color deck, why not get a gamble that I can actually get a multicolored land on the battlefield for free? The upside is too high, and I don't want this just sitting around in the binder. It's too pretty not to play. So going in the deck. More of the instance, it's a blue deck, so there's awesome counterspell with Doc Ock just slapping Spider-Man. We're gonna have Spider Sense because it's super flavorful, and I wanna see how this plays. I think it's gonna be really satisfying. Dismember from the SpongeBob Secret Lair, Brainstorm from the Spider-Man Secret Lair, and then Mystical Tutor just in case we need some intervention and to get myself an extra counterspell or what have you in my deck. Also, we're gonna include this gorgeous Misty Rainforest Dragon Scale foil from Tarkir, Reflecting Pool from Edge of Eternities, Ajago speaks for itself, Avando. I think this might be really fun. It's Gaia's Cradle Light. I want to see how this feels to play. The World Tree, because in a Wooburg deck, you definitely want this. Command Tower from SpongeBob, because this is my SpongeBob deck. Stomping Grounds, Cascading Cataracts, and Multiversal Passage, an amazing card and very flavorful art. I hope my Universes Beyond memeing doesn't make anybody offended. I just love Magic. I want Magic to stay fun, and I'm choosing to make this fun. So I'm not trying to yuck anybody's yum or vice versa, but for me, this is funny. For my play group, I think they're gonna enjoy it. And then of course, we have these gorgeous oil slick basic lands to include in the deck from that secret layer. I think these were a smash hit in the secret layer. Very excited to have them in a deck that fits them. One more card I just picked up that I want to include in the deck is Mutavault. This land becomes a 2/2 creature with all creature types until end of turn. It's still a land. Definitely going in the deck. It's going to be a great way for me if I have a lot of spiders out in the battlefield and just need one more to get the job done. This is going to get buffed up like crazy if I have any sort of spider synergy things happening there. But if nothing else, it's another spider to receive the Spidey benefits from the deck. Hey, I hope you're enjoying the video. This is the giveaway portion of the video. I wanted to do a giveaway because this deck was such a community-based thing as we built it on stream. If you've been inspired to build your own Spider-Man deck, maybe you want Cosmic Spider-Man as the commander. Either way, I want to give you a head start. So for this video, all you have to do is comment, be subscribed to the channel, and like the video. You'll be entered to win the giveaway in this video, which is going to be this beautiful collection of cards. All of them have been included in my deck except this Doc Ock, but it's so cool, I figured it's worth putting in here. And this Fatal Push as well. I think people might enjoy this. It's from the secret layer. It's one of the bonus cards and it looks great. So this is the giveaway here. Make sure to enter to win, but this is just a way for me to help you get started on your Spider-Man deck building journey. If this video interested you and maybe motivated you to do the same, this could help you get started. You got the amazing tutor card here in foil. You got Spider Sense for great interaction. And of course, if you've seen my videos, you know I was plagued by this card. You're gonna get yourself a foil extended art Rent is Due, all right? So even you get the same experience as me with a Rent is Due being shoved into the pile of cards that you actually want. So yeah, I'm realizing now there's 2 radioactive spiders. We're gonna replace that with a Hunter's Insight from Craven right here as well to be flavorful. So this is the set of cards, not this, and not the SpongeBob Jodah, I'm sorry, that will be given to you if you win. So make sure, comment below, be a part of the conversation, and I hope if you get this, you enjoy playing Spider-Man as much as I am. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have now made it into the goldfishing portion of the video for this amazing SpongeBob SquarePants Jodah the Unifier Spider-Man deck. As I've titled it, this is the definitive Spider-Man deck. Let me know what you think in the comments below if you like the way it's built. So there are a few things that I did change between when I last filmed to where we are now after looking at the deck a little bit. I added a few cards like Web of Life and Destiny. This has Convoke at the beginning of combat on your turn. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest in the bottom in a random order. I like this to cheat out some stuff. I think doing the Convoke works out okay. We're gonna give it a shot. It might play well, it might not. Without interaction and goldfishing, it might feel a lot better here than it would actually feel in gameplay, but whatever, it's a good start. A few other changes, I did add in Arachne, Psionic Weaver, and Superior Spider-Man. I'm not sure how I missed him. He's tuned with the Demir Legendary Creature Spider Human Hero. He has Mind Swap, which is you may have Superior Spider-Man enter as a copy of any creature card in a graveyard, except his name is Superior Spider-Man. He's a 4/4 hero, in addition to his other types when you do exile that card. This is great. It's graveyard recursion that immediately gets put on the battlefield, plus I get a 4/4 legendary creature right off the bat coming through here for that cost. I mean, look, it's a little bit more expensive than just reanimating the creature outright, but in case I have, say, for example, a Spider-Man synergy going really well here with Cosmic Spider-Man, and I want to reanimate Elish Norn, well now suddenly Elish Norn, or Delighted Halfling, or what have you, is going to be a spider as well. So it does give me a little bit of added synergy for this deck. It makes a lot of sense here. So I'm pretty happy to have that as well. And if there's nothing in the graveyard, I won't have a dead card in hand. He'll just come in as a 4/4 spider, right off the bat, legend, getting all that benefit that we want from this deck. So in my mind, it is better than a basic reanimator spell. I also threw in the One Ring. I always play the One Ring. I like having in the deck. I think it's a great call here. It's a legend as it goes, so it would trigger Jodah. As Jodah specifically says, any legendary spell, not just legendary creature. So that would trigger him. I'm happy about that. And otherwise, we did tune up the land base just a little bit. You can take a look. We added in Vesuva, Tundra, I forgot I had. So that's where we are at this point in time. You can take a look at the deck list if you're interested. It is a little expensive here at $6,700. That is obviously inflated for a few reasons. One, I only have one copy of these duels that I actually included in here. It's not actually in the deck. Those are proxies. And then also a lot of the ones are just fancy versions. I like fancy versions of cards. For example, even this Atraxa Grand Unifier. It doesn't have to be $94.99. You can easily get an attraction grade Unifier for in like the $45 range, $40 range, I think even less in some circumstances. So that's very good. Delighted Halfling as well as in the Surge Foil Extended Art. Does not have to be that much. Elish Norn in the Phyrexian Stepping Complete, Martian Machines, Concept Praetor. You know, you can get a cheaper Elish Norn as well. I think 20 bucks for a basic version. So there's a lot of stuff in here that just makes this appear more expensive. And plus, there's many other ways you can build this deck that could be cheaper as well. Also, even these sorts of things. The basic lands are costing more than they reasonably should in the deck, you know, so the price is a little bit inflated there just because of the sort of bling I wanted to put in it, but that's enough about value. Let's get into play testing and see how things go. All right, here we are getting mana screwed. We're gonna have to take our free mulligan here and see how we do. Much better. Now we have 4 lands here and we're gonna be able to produce at least, oh, look at that. This is amazing. So, we're gonna have to assume that we can get either a white, a green, or a red from this. We'll make a decision when Vesuva comes in, but for now, just to get it started, we're gonna have enough to cast, we'll probably choose white, given that we have Flowering of the White Tree and Arachne here, but we'll be able to cast our Symbiote Spider-Man no matter what off the bat. I think this is a great opening hand. Let's go ahead and see how it goes. Venom comes in here, so we're gonna want white and green for sure to come, but for now, we're not gonna be too worried about that. I think first and foremost, we're just gonna put in a swamp and then say go to not look threatening. It's a shame we don't have a turn 1 play, but that's all right, on to the next. Oh, we have a Godless Shrine coming in here for that white, so we definitely want that to come in because now my Reflecting Pool will be able to produce that double white soon to be able to get Flowering of the White Tree and Arachne. So we need to see what's best in terms of order. We'll go on to the next turn though. We're gonna let this come in tap to not worry about the loss of life because I have no really 2-drop tempo play here. On to the next. Arcane Signet, ooh, making it difficult to choose how we're going to spend our mana. Oh, when it comes down to Jodah, he does get a lot of creatures in your hand. We're going to want more mana ramp, but I think I want someone on the battlefield, although I might want to look a little bit more innocuous. So what if we do this? I think we're going to do a Reflecting Pool. We're going to do 1, 2. We're going to end up playing the Arcane Signet, because really, having Ward 1 of my Legends is great. I think I want that a little bit later, and I don't want to signal that my Legends-centric deck is going to be even better for Legends as the game goes on. So we're gonna keep Flowering the White Tree in our back pocket and use this almost like a pump spell, I think, once we start building up our board state. So I'd rather have that Arcane Signet out there to create some mana. I can now tap for 2. Unfortunately, nothing to play at this point in time. We just say go. Kind of a slow start to this for sure. We're gonna now play in Island just because I don't want to be pretending what we have yet for the Vesuva. We'd probably have this copy of Cavern of Souls or something in that realm if it was around. Maybe, just maybe, that would be a good thing to do, but let's just check out what we're going to do here. Now we have 5 total mana. Unfortunately, we're missing 2 colors and can only supplement for 1 of them, so we can't bring in our Jodah Grand Unifier yet, but I think what we might do is perhaps bring in Venom, so we have more power on the battlefield here, and then maybe tap that blue to Ponder and just kind of deck fix a little bit. So why don't we do this? We're going to do Ponder first so I have more information before we continue onward. So we're going to look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may put them back in any order, shuffle, then draw a card. So 1, 2, 3. Wow, wow, wow. I think we know what we're going to pick. Let's put them back in the same order because I want that land as well, and we want the 1 ring. So we're going to draw a card here. The 1 ring is out. Very happy to see that. This is going to go in the graveyard. Now we're going to tap for a green, a black, and then essentially 2 colorless to bring out Venom, Deadly Devourer. He has Vigilance Menace. I can pay 3, exile a creature card from a graveyard. When you do, put X +1/+1 counters on target symbiote, where X is exiled card's toughness, so pretty good. Let's go on to the next turn. I don't like that I'm at turn 5, and I still can't cast Jodah. That does bother me a little bit, but on turn 5, if some aggro starts coming my way, we're going to assume there's red at a 4-player pod here and continue, and then we're going to tap for 1, 2, 3, 4, bring in the 1 ring, immediately add a burden counter onto this, and then tap this puppy to draw our next card, which we know is that counter spell. And now I have protection for an entire turn. This guy's Vigilance, so we're just going to assume we swing out as something, and Menace, so likely he's going to get through for a little bit of damage, and then we're going to say go. Oh my goodness, never didn't have it. Now we have that lovely Soul Ring. First, we're going to lose 1 life for the 1 ring at our upkeep. We're going to immediately uptick this to 2 burden counters, tap it, draw 2, because why not? Gwen Stacy is here as well. I love to see it. So what we're going to do is we're going to play our 1 blue Island here in that gorgeous Venom treatment. We're going to tap for 1. We're going to bring in the Soul Ring as well. So now we're looking pretty in terms of mana production. We have fixed our mana as well, so Jodah is going to come in this turn, which I'm pretty excited about. So let's cast our Jodah. This, again, we said we're going to assume produces red mana. We'll say it's just a mountain for simplicity's sake. Then we're going to get our blue, our white, our black, and then we're gonna do this for our green, leaving 1 mana up of any color that we can produce, which is pretty good. And then we have the Soul Ring here, so we could theoretically cast 1 more of our legends. Probably gonna be Symbiote Spider-Man or Arachne, depending on how things are looking. Let's bring out Jodah and get those activations. So we're turn 6 Jodah, 1 behind where I'd like to be, but we basically have to turn off with the 1 ring, so I say it's okay. This is where Goldfishing gets really squirrely. Pun intended, if you watch my Chatterfang video, I'm a big squirrel player. But legendary creatures I control get +X/+X, where it's the number of legendary creatures I control. Well, right now that number is 2. Whenever you cast a legendary spell from your hand, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a legendary non-land card with lesser mana. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So, whenever we cast our legendary spell, we did with Jodah. Unfortunately, Jodah does not trigger himself, but we are going to get the benefit of immediately having 2 +1/+1 counters, but let's just save time here, and we're going to bring out Arachne, because really, I would like to see what's in somebody else's hand at this point in time, I'm sure. So we're going to have Arachne go in there, and that's going to trigger Jodah. So first off, we're going to be able to play another legend. Hopefully, Gwen just came out. There's not that many at 3 or less. We also have our Symbiote Spider-Man. So our low mana curve legends are on the battlefield already, but let's do that, and then we're going to populate all of our +1/+1 counters. So we have, ooh, the Soul Stone is going to come in. Wow. I'm really happy to see that. That's great. We're going to add this back to the library in any order. Unfortunately, this is not going to trigger the +X/+X, but we are still going to get that for 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This all seems very good to me. I'm happy with how this is playing out. And now we have a Soul Stone on the battlefield here. It's nice to know we have this, so we have a little bit of Graveyard Recursion if things start going sideways, and now I can tap this for 1 black. Unfortunately, can't play anything this turn. We're going to assume we probably swing out with this 7/7 Menace Vigilance creature, and then we're going to move on to the next turn and see what we got here. Now, we get to produce a lot of legends on the battlefield. I'm very excited to see this, and we might even throw down our Flowering of the White Tree, because we do have a white mana in order to do that, to pump up these spells. So I think that's what we're going to do. I like a 2-drop right now, although a legendary 1 creature. Yeah, we're going to do Flowering of the White Tree. So we're going to tap for 1, and then we're going to tap for 2. We're going to bring out Flowering of the White Tree, which is going to trigger Jodah. So we're going to start looking for legends right now that cost less than 2, which might be a bit of a slog to find. We need to find a 1-drop. Do we even have a 1-drop besides Spinneret? I think we might be hosed here. Did I just accidentally deck myself? How does that work? If we fail to find, does it just put everything back in? This is an important thing to figure out, and I'm not sure how this works. This is the risky thing of going, oh, is that legendary? No, you're telling me Sensei's Divine Top is not legendary? That's crazy. And Spider-Ham costs 2? Wow, I did not realize the issue here with having the low legends. Oh man, he costs 2 as well, so that's not gonna work. He costs 2. Oh my goodness, this is a huge problem. What does that mean? I'm gonna have to look it up. I'm not sure if I just decked myself. And Delighted Halfling isn't legendary either. Oh my goodness, Spider-Punk, he costs 2. I think my only 1-drop is Spinneret. That is crazy. I just looked this up. This is pretty crazy. So I don't actually lose right away. I lose the moment I try and draw a card, and I can't draw from an empty library. That is pursuant to Rule CR 104.3b. Now, that means this is probably the end of my game here, but I can't believe that happened. So we're going to swing out and hope that everyone was really low and I win because people were ignoring me. Let's go to the next hand, but that was super interesting and a lesson learned while playing Jodah. So that is a hilarious thing, and by the way, shows you the benefit of Goldfishing. Let's try this again. All right, our next hand here. Oh my goodness, this is the first time I've been able to do this because I've never played Gemstone Caverns in a deck. If this card is in your opening hand and you're not the starting player, you may begin the game with Gemstone Caverns on the battlefield with luck counter on it, which means it's going to tap for any color. Amazing. We're going to put this in. We're going to assume I get that luck counter just because it's so much fun. Boom. And now we go to turn 1. I draw. I'm going to play out a Tundra. We're going to tap. We're going to ponder and see how things are looking. I cannot imagine a better start to this game. All right. Now we have Sylvan Tutor here. I think what we're going to do is keep the Sylvan Tutor, and we're going to put these back on with Spider-Punk and then Imposter Syndrome in that order. So first Imposter Syndrome, then Spider-Punk. I'm going to tap this for green. Oh my god, that is broken. And I'm going to do my Sylvan Tutor right now. I'm going to have to shuffle my library. I don't think I care that much about having Spider-Punk. I'd rather go and get my Cosmic Spider-Man and be ready to lay waste when the time comes, or even my Atraxa or my Elish. I think for now though, because this is my Spider-Man deck headed by SpongeBob, I'm gonna go and get that Cosmic Spider-Man. And we're gonna put Cosmic Spider-Man right on top of my library. Sylvan Tutor goes in the graveyard. We're gonna go get that Cosmic Spider-Man. We're going to close and shuffle, then place him on top for my next draw and say go. We have Defense of the Heart here. This is gonna be the most busted turn ever. I love it. Cosmic Spider-Man comes in. I haven't missed a land drop, and I could theoretically go and do Scheming Symmetry as well and tutor up something else, and I really do need a little bit of mana. I think what I might want to do is probably grab my Arcane Signet. I'm tempted to go get the One Ring and hope that my next turn I'll draw a card, but if I have to wait another turn without being mana positive, I'm going to be behind and waste this really good turn. Given that I need to mana fix a little bit for red and green, I think we're going to go with the Arcane Signet and just trust in Cosmic Spider-Man and then me triggering Jodah. It seems like the more straightforward thing to do. So I'll choose an opponent. We're going to pay 1 black because of Gemstone Caverns. Man, this has been a Swiss Army knife of benefits for me, and we're going to go ahead and grab that Arcane Signet, put that here, close and shuffle, and then put this card on top. So now I've just guaranteed that my next turn I'll have the ability to cast Arcane Signet. It'll put me a bit behind, but that's okay. With Cosmic Spider-Man and Jodah, I think we're gonna do just fine. So we say go, move on to the next turn. I'm gonna tap for 1, 2, bring out Arcane Signet and go, guys, look, I'm not doing anything here. Yeah, I got to ramp a little faster, but I've just missed my land drop. So instead of me gambling, hoping I'm gonna draw one of my lands, at least I've guaranteed now got 4 out of my 5 colors when I need them, and I'm just gonna say go and try and act innocent. Turn 4, Sensei's Divining Top comes out. I think we're gonna have to utilize that. So let's just tap for the Plains, the most limited of my mana right now. We're gonna play the Sensei's Divining Top. Then we're gonna have to play my second most limited mana choice in the Tundra. We're gonna look at the top 3 cards of the library, put them back in any order. So 1, 2, 3. I think we're gonna want Multiversal Passage. Let's go. Let's get true mana fixing here. Put them back in my owner's library. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3. We're gonna tap the Sensei's Divining Top and then play my Multiversal Passage. As it enters, I'm going to declare Mountain, just for clarity's sake. And now I have all 5 mana for my first ever turn 5 Jodah the Unifier. Right now I have 3 mana left. Unfortunately, not enough to do anything. I can't cast Defense of the Heart, although I'd like to. That would be excellent. We're just gonna move on. Oh, Sensei's Divining Top goes on top at the end of this. And now we go to our next turn. Oh, look at that. Sensei's Divining Top. Who could have seen that coming? So we're going to, I think now, ignore Sensei's for the moment, and we're just gonna cast Jodah. Now we have a tough decision. Do we want to cast Jodah and just get that going for next turn to be able to cast my Cosmic Spider-Man after that, triggering him for any of my 4-drop creatures, which are going to be spider creatures? I do like that. I think when looking at this hand, the most fun kind of busted thing to do is to cast right now Spider-Verse as an enchantment, because I can tap this for red, get the remainder of the mana right there. Now, the legend rule does not apply to any spiders I control. It's unfortunate that Jodah is not a spider, because it'd be really cool to have that spell double when he comes out onto the battlefield with Spider-Verse, but I think what we're gonna do instead is play Jodah this turn. Jodah. It's a little risky, I don't have any defense, but we're goldfishing, so I just wanna see how this works out as I play it. Jodah's gonna come in. My plan is I wanna get Spider-Verse out next, then play Cosmic Spider-Man. And then after I do that, I'm gonna get double triggers. It'll get me 4 legends by my turn 7 on the battlefield that cost 5 or less because I play Spider-Verse next. I'm gonna leave this in the video because it's embarrassing, but it's a thing to learn. I didn't realize it had to be cast from anywhere other than my hand. So building a new deck out of new cards, I'm 1 turn behind. Let's just ignore that I did that, and we're gonna we're just gonna pretend we're still on turn 6 and see how the Jodah activation goes here with my legends. That one's too expensive. A Flower of the White Tree is gonna come in. These go back in any order. And now we have even more buffed up legends. So for now, we're gonna have 1, 2, 1, 2. This is gonna give them another +2/+1, which we're not gonna bother with right now with Ward. I have Sensei's for us to go look at the top 3. Let's see how that looks. I think what I'd probably do is grab a Flawless Maneuver just to protect my stuff, and then put these back in the battlefield with the Tangle and then the Sacred Foundry on there. We're gonna draw for turn, we're gonna bring out the Sacred Foundry, wait for next turn, and then hope that I can survive long enough. Let's do one more test hand, then we'll call it quits. Clearly, I'm gonna have to go to the gym with this deck a little bit and keep practicing as I can see what are the best cards to go for. Let me know in the comments below, based on what we have so far, what would you go for? Do you think this is gonna be efficient? Do you think it's gonna be a little bit too slow to compete with the amount of game changers I have in it? My gut's telling me yes, but let's see how this next test hand goes. All right, here we are on the final hand. We're starting out with a Mystical Tutor. Love to see that. We have a Bayou, we have a Plains, We have a way for us to basically Sylvan Tutor right off turn 1 with our Avendo as well. So this guy enters tapped. I think what we're gonna do is this. We're gonna put in the Bayou, we're gonna tap this puppy, we're gonna Sylvan Tutor right off the bat on first turn, and we're gonna go ahead and find a Delighted Halfling to make sure we don't have any mana issues here as we go along. We're gonna close and shuffle, place this on top, say go into the next turn. We're gonna play the Avendo, let it come in tapped because we have a 1-drop tempo play we wanna do here, so Delighted Halfling comes up, and then we're gonna say go on to the next turn. I think what we're gonna do is play Misty Rainforest. We're gonna pay 1 life, we're gonna sacrifice this, tap it, sack it, and then go ahead and grab myself Tundra. Put that on the battlefield, it comes in untapped, and then we shuffle, which we already did. We're gonna tap this for a blue, we're gonna Mystical Tutor. Now, we'd search for an instant or sorcery card, reveal that card, shuffle your library, put that card on top. For the instant and sorcery that we want to get here, I would say we go for... We're going to go for Double Trouble here, so I have a way to win the game when the time comes. Put this on top. It is one of the win cons. We're going to say, move on to the next. I do think I should have put a Vampiric Tutor or a Demonic Tutor in here. That would really have helped for me to go get with the Mystical Tutor, and then I could have went out and did a Vamp Tutor or a Demonic Tutor and get that card right now. I could have Demonic Tutored, actually. I think that would have been a better thing. Unfortunately, I don't have it. So we're just going to go on to the next turn and draw a Double Trouble. I get to play my land for turn, which makes me pretty happy. I now have all the colors to cast Jodah. We have our red up here for any color, and it can't be countered, which is great. So it's a protected casting of Jodah. We have a black, a green, a blue, and a white. So we're going to tap all of these puppies here on turn 4. Love to see it. Now, this does not trigger himself. We're just going to say go and move on to the next. Unfortunately, Delighted Halfling is not a legendary creature, which just blows my mind. I feel like it was in my brain, but it clearly is not. Next turn, we have Arachnogenesis as an instant. Unfortunately, we miss a land drop here, and I don't have anything besides a 2-drop legend to cast. I do have Spinneret still in the deck. I could trigger Jodah here, and I think I want to, just because we have to start doing something on turn 5. So we're going to tap for a white, and we're going to tap for a Delighted Halfling here to make sure it's protected. This has Flash. Jodah is going to trigger, and I'm going to go look for my Spinneret. We're just going to go pull that. It's the only 1-drop legend I have, so we're going to go grab Spinneret. Amazing how versatile this card is considering how much I didn't like it. So Spinneret's going to come in. Now we're going to go ahead and populate. So I have 3 total legends, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Whenever Spinneret deals damage, yada yada, no ETB. Now, I do have the ability to protect some things until the end of turn. He can gain flying, or I can sacrifice him and give my creatures indestructible and hexproof. So right now, I have a protected board state to move on to the next turn. I have what amounts to a win con here, plus amazing alliances. I can gain that much life. So I think we have a pretty strong hand to swing out with next turn. Let's see if I can draw a legend that's a 5-drop, so I can go get something more powerful to come on out on a Jodah trigger next turn. Assuming we didn't have to sacrifice Spectacular Spider-Man to protect my board state, let's see. It's the Soulstone. Not bad to have come out, to be honest. It's a legend. It is going to trigger. Here's the thing, though. I can't cast the Soulstone now. With Jodah out, and with me having my only 1-drop Spinneret legendary creature, I need to add more 1-drop legends, it seems, so I don't have this happen, so I can cast the Soulstone, so I can cast Flowering of the White Tree, I can cast my other powerful 2-drop legends without decking myself, essentially, exiling all my cards because Jodah fails to find, and then losing the game. So, what we're going to do here is pretend we can swing out, maybe, and then move on to the next turn here. This is a real bummer. I think what I might do is station my Waking Heavens. So let's get enough power here. We're going to tap Jodah for, I'm going to tap him for 8, and then this is going to be the other 4, so we're going to tap this, and we're going to station this for 12. It'll get 12 charge counters on it because of what we just did there, so pretty happy about that. My first ever stationed Vondo, Waking Heavens. Let's go on to the next turn on turn 7, see how we look. It's a Guy's Cradle. Oh my god, now I have mana for days, but guess what? Nothing really to cast, I suppose. What I think we're going to do just to end it to make it seem like something happened, we're going to tap this for a white. We're going to tap this for the other white. And then we're going to tap our Avendo. So it's going to tap and add 1, 2, 3, 4 green mana. We're going to have 3 floating because we're just going to do Amazing Alliance. These guys all get +1/+1. Whenever I attack with 1 or more legendary creatures, you gain that much life, so I'll gain 4 life for attacking with those 4. I unfortunately can't do Double Trouble because I don't have a way to cast that with red. I still don't have red mana because I was only able to do that with my Delighted Halfling for a legendary spell, which this is not. So clearly I need to work my legendary synergies. I need to have more spells that are going to pay off, more 1-drops, but this is where we're going to end it. I think that this is an exciting deck, but clearly my building style, I think, didn't account fully for the kind of tuning we have to do. It's not enough just to have a lot of legends. legends, it's not enough just to have them be a lot of spiders. And in reality, the Spider-Man synergies have not been very apparent to me. I might have missed them, but they're not very apparent. For example, Spinneret, again, does have a spider synergy here. Whenever I attack with 2 or more spiders, put a +1/+1 counter on Spinneret. Whenever, which I would be doing here, these would be the 2 that are attacking that are spiders. Whenever Spinneret and Saproling deals 4 or more damage, exile a card from your library, and I can play that card. So that's kind of fun, but realistically, it's not doing what I need it to do. So I'm excited to hear from you guys. What can I do to improve this deck? How can I make this be a little bit tighter of a gameplay strategy? I'd like to be more of a threat by turn 4 or 5 as opposed to 6 or 7, as these play hands have been making it look, especially given Jodah's reputation. When I play him, I don't want to be instantly arch enemy when at the end of the day, I'm not doing that much until probably 7 or 8, which is late. My Dragon would likely be doing a lot more on turn 7 or 8 with my average hands as compared to this, and I want Jodah to be at least as strong as the Dragon as a Wooburg commander. Either way, thank you so much for watching. I know this was a long one. I hope you enjoyed it. It was so much fun building this deck with you guys. I want to keep tuning it up, and we might do an update video after I get a little bit better at playing Jodah. I find the strategy I like best and make this thing into something that's worth being feared, as opposed to gaining myself arch enemy status and getting killed, despite the fact that I was probably going to do next to nothing for the following 3 or 4 turns until Jodah really pops off. Well, that's the end of this video. Thanks so much for stopping by. And hey, if you like this, check out my Dragon or Chatterfang deck tech videos where I go through my deck, go through the strategy, and show you a deck that's been lovingly crafted and refined over the past 3+ years to become what you see on screen at that time. Well, thanks for watching. Be awesome to each other. I'm the Nerdy Attorney. Play paper magic with your friends, and I'll see you in the next one. Court is adjourned.